What's up? It's me, Jonathan, and welcome back to Money Talks. So today, definitely trying something a little bit different because it's such a nice day outside. But I'm going to talk to you about how you can budget and even save on a low income. If this is your first time joining me here on the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. So one of the difficulties in beginning to budget is often thinking that, hey, this spending plan or writing down my money, it's not going to do me any good because I don't make much money. Maybe you work minimum wage, or maybe you're just starting a small business and your income isn't what you're used to working off of. So hopefully this video will be some helpful guidance for you as you start to look for ways that you can actually make progress even on your income. Number one, realize it's very, very important, even more so important, to write your money down. This is even more important because you don't have as much money to be making room for error. You have to really look at how much you're spending on every service, every bill, everything that you're actually doing, because you want to make sure even more so it's important for you to understand how far each dollar can go. So when you really look at your expenses, you want to think about, how much am I paying for rent? How much am I paying for groceries? Am I really maximizing every dollar that I have? And then what are the things that I'm kind of overspending on? So a lot of things that are different when you're budgeting on a lower income is you have to understand you just simply can't buy things the same way as someone who might make more money than you in the month. And if you were, again, used to making a certain amount of money and now you work in a different job, or you're on unemployment or something of that nature where your income's just not what you're used to living on, you really have to bring that lifestyle in check, and you really have to look at, okay, how can I still make progress? Can you cut down some of your Netflix or Hulu or things of that nature? If you only use one as a primary source, what ways can you try to look for alternatives? Like, you, as a Sprint customer, that's who I have for my phone. They give a free Hulu account just kind of with the service. Maybe you can use that. Maybe you can buy one service and then share services with your friends or family as far as username and password, so that you're able to still get that benefit, but you don't have that monthly cost. Another thing is that you really have to keep an eye on while you're looking at your bills and writing it down is think about, where is your money going on things that you need, but can you get a lower cost? So a good example of this is your car insurance. That is one of the most, I will say, consistent expenses that people tend to overspend on. When I sit down and do a budget with someone, I can quickly understand how much they're probably overpaying based off the information they're telling me and what they're paying per month in auto insurance. And the reason for that is auto insurance rates fluctuate so frequently throughout different reasons. And even now, it's very, very competitive, so that there is no real benefit in sticking with the insurance company long term. The other thing you want to look at when you're looking at possibly you have a lower income and you're trying to really hit some financial goals, it's going to be more important that you plan out your meals and really find a way to decrease your grocery bill and eating out bill. And I don't want to tell you I'm not going to ever tell you don't go out to eat, because I think there's something from a mental space of after you eat the same thing over and over again for so long, that can kind of become mundane. But don't eat out as frequently. So maybe if you used to eating out 4 or 5 times a week, maybe you kind of drop that down to about 2 to 3 times a month. That way you're really grinding it out from a orderly standpoint. 5 to 6 of your meals a week is eating at home, prepped out, cooking, things of that nature. Next, you want to look at, with that grocery bill, how can you decrease it? Now, it may sound strange, but 93% of millionaires actually still use coupons. And coupons I don't expect you to be like those extreme coupon people, although that can be helpful not to have a grocery bill at all, but get the groceries. But I will say using coupons and shopping a little bit more intentionally where you're going for a store, uh, planning your meals out throughout the week, those type of things, and sticking to your list. That's how you kind of keep yourself in check and don't tend to overspend within that budget. The other next thing I would look at is if you're on a lower income and you start to look at, hey, I got an iPhone, or I want to get an iPhone or a cell phone service. This is one of those areas where you actually have to understand what is the thing that actually ties you to a Sprint, a Verizon, T-Mobile. I know those are names that you recognize, but I will say I've seen many different examples of people who within the flyer community, even friends of mine who they use Boost, they use the Walmart, they use phones where they're paying maybe 25, 30 bucks a month, not spending too much on the phone, but their phone is still the same. So it's one of those things that when you look at phone service, you have to look at that like you're buying sugar out the grocery store. No one's sugar is better than the next. They're all pretty much the same sugar. They just have different name brand, kind of like bleach or something of that nature. So when you look at your phone service, you have to understand that, hey, there's really no value in the service. Kind of like insurance. Everybody's going to give you insurance. The rates of this, the coverage is the same, but the rates are different. So that's what's most important for you as far as the phone service, who can give you the lowest rate and still give you that same value of unlimited text and internet, because you got to have that, things of that nature. What are other things that you can think about when you're living on a low income? The next I would say is kind of shift and understand your mindset. Realize that you're only limited by what you believe is possible. So if you are currently at a lower income right now, or maybe you made a higher income, but because of this current condition, you're more making less than what you think of, realize you won't stay there. And the reason why you won't stay there is because there are ways that you can transfer your skills and use your skills to make more money. At first, it may seem difficult where you might take on a couple more jobs, or you might work more often than you would like, but these are things you can do to generate your income. And the whole point of working more that you like is to gather more experience so that that next job pays you more, or that next business idea that you're working through, it pays you more as you go on. If you just stay at a lower income, meaning you continue to work that job and you don't think outside or look outside to where, hey, how can I make more income, or how can I do things, what things can I do to kind of inject more cash for me through the month, that's where it starts to become a challenge for you, because simply you just don't believe you have any other option. And that's what I would say is the biggest piece of this, your mindset. Your mindset really controls how successful you'll be with your money, but and it's going to be even more important when you think about how you generate your income, because you really have to start thinking about, I understand there's constricting ways, meaning you might have kids and you might not be able to drive around, or you might not be able to pursue some of the more common forms of getting extra income. That's understandable, but that doesn't mean you can't do something within your current structure. Maybe it's an online business, maybe it's an online class, maybe you can work virtual for someone. Whatever the case may be, understand that this is an opportunity, and you have an opportunity out there. It's just you have to probably do some work and take some time, a little time each day, maybe about an hour, to focus on how you're going to grow your income. Now, when you think about the saving aspect on a lower income, I want you to really look at your total budget, your total spending plan for the month, and then look at, hey, how can I really force myself to not only save so that I can operate through the month, but save so that I have money left over, or in case of emergency, or to begin investing. The point of that is that's the point of the spending plan, so you can see what you have left. After you take care of your bills and what's left over, there are two things you need to do with the cash left over. One, you should set aside money for yourself so that you can simply enjoy. And then two, you should be saving a portion of that money. Saving, and no matter how much money you make, should always be a regular thing in your budget, whether it's for retirement, whether it's for emergency, whatever the case may be. It should always be a form of your budget. So I would tell you, even if you could save $10, $5, whatever the case may be, by doing that and making it automatic, or just getting in a consistent pattern that, hey, I'm saving once a week, or I'm saving twice out the month, or however the case may be, as long as you're doing it consistently, so that as your income grows, that muscle of saving is already in. You can save by simply using little apps like Digit, who kind of take on the form of something like Keep the Change that Bank of America have, where you tell it's a goal and it kind of draws out for you. Or again, you can set it up through your payroll, where before you even get paid, there's little money that's going out to another account. But the real key to saving is that, yes, you have to change your mindset, but understand you're not really saving if every time you're going through the month you go take that money back out of saving and move. The saving aspect is when, hey, I say I'm going to save $50 in May. June, I saved that $50 and I saved another $50. That money sticks, and you understand through that piece that there are things that are important, but you weigh that importance versus, is it really worth me pulling out of my savings account? And so you're basically saying, I have a high priority on my savings, so it's important that I categorize and I make sure that if I want something, if I really want something, I either need to wait, start putting money to the side for it, or I need to find another creative way to actually pay for that money, but it's not important enough for me to draw on my savings, my cushion that I'm trying to build for myself. As you think about your being on a low income, the biggest thing I want you to take away from this video is that you still have opportunity. And the fact is, whether you're on a low income or a high income, you still need to do the same things to be successful with money. So it doesn't really matter. If you have income, you should be budgeting. Low or high, it doesn't matter. But especially in a low, you have to understand that, hey, there are other options where you can actually grow your income. Let's work on that as far as your energy and time spent. And then while we're decreasing the funds, and while we're decreasing the expenses, then you can also think about, hey, when you do make more income, you'll be so used to the opportunities that you know that you save money. You'll be saving money faster than anyone else. So I hope this video is helpful for you, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.